Right, today we're going to play guitar. Got my pedalboard down here. I'm wearing this funny hat from my friend Thomas because he hates it. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm using my blue Strat today. I do have a silver Telly, there we go, on loan currently from my brother-in-law. Hi, Rob. I was going to use this, but it hums terribly with what I was going to do. So I'm not going to use this, but it has a gold foil in the neck and some sort of hot single coil in the bridge. It sounds great, but I just can't be standing here with it feeding back while I'm trying to do stuff. All right, play a little guitar today because, you know, it's not politics. Okay, little rant. I feel scientists could go out right now and say, we found little green men on Mars, and we found irrefutable presence of God. And most people in this country would go, oh, that's cool, whatever. I'm going to go see what the president tweeted and listen to pundits for hours. So that's where I am. But today we're going to play some guitar. Go through my pedal board here. Got my pedal board cam down there. It's flashing. So it should be working. So, all right, let's start. First pedal. Well, here, let me kind of show you. This is what it sounds like. Just guitar. First pedal is the best sounding pedal for me because it turns my sound off. It's my tuner pedal. It's by TC Electronics, called the Polytune. It's also got something called the Bonafide buffer in it, which kind of helps push my signal a little bit. Help me get through all my pedals on my pedal board. The next pedal is going to be the EP Booster by Exotic Effects. And what that does is it just kind of warms the signal up a bit. I don't really have it boosting at all. It kind of colors your sound a little bit in a nice way. And I'll show you what that is real quick here. So I'll do it with it off and turn it on and maybe you can hear a difference here. So I have that on all the time. Next we go into the Hudson Broadcast pedal right there. It's a fancy pedal. It's supposed to emulate a fancy broadcast console, basically plugging straight into it. And what it does basically gives me a little bit of grit there, colors my sound a little bit more. And that's pretty much my sound is EP Booster and the broadcast pedal. I'll show you that here. And also if you dig in, it gives you a little bit of distortion. So without. They pretty much always have that on too. So if I want to play quiet, I roll the volume back. I have that going into my Lightspeed by Greer, which this is supposed to be a pedal that just kind of makes it sound like your amp, just louder and more distorted. And it does. Bought this pedal about a year ago and I love it. And I have the broadcast going into that, so that's kind of my second stage of distortion. Can I show you here? Next, that's going into the OCD pedal. I've had a bunch of pedals in kind of my medium gain spot there. A bunch of really fancy expensive pedals, some cheaper pedals. There is a reason they sell millions of OCDs. It's kind of like the bass distortion pedal, or bass distortion sound that, you know, everybody's used to. It's a great, just standard stock distortion. This is what it sounds like right here. So it sounds like rock and roll. Next, I have my Friedman pedal. Actually, the Friedman pedal filters into the OCD or goes into the OCD for a different lead tone. But my Freedom is basically, it's my higher gain distortion pedal. It's called the Motor City Drive. It's got a little tube in there that kind of warms it up as well. It's my Aerosmith pedal. It sounds like Aerosmith. I'll show you. So that's my Aerosmith pedal. So right. So that's my. So I know that's Aerosmith. Okay, that's all I know. All right. Then we're going up to the top. On the top little silver box there, that's just the trem and the reverb for my amp. I had the stock one that comes with the Princeton, but it broke because it sucks. So I got this one that's like a tank. It's awesome. So, I mean, you know what reverb is, but I'll turn the reverb on and off real quick. This is the amp reverb. Ugh. I'm a sloppy player. I need reverb. We also got some trem. Trem's pretty. All right, right here I got my Fathom pedal by, what was it, Walrus. Walrus Audio. It's a different kind of reverb. It's got a hall in there. It's got a plate. It's got some modulation, so it warbles. Also, there's a second pedal next to it, or a second button next to it, which is kind of like pushing down the sustain pedal on a piano. Kind of sustains a note out. So I'll show you what that sounds like by itself. So let me turn the normal reverb off there. So this will just be the hall reverb, and then also kind of put a little bit of the sustain on it as well. All right, then lastly, I've got my timeline. I'm not going to explain the timeline because it'll take 2 days. I don't like pedals with a lot of buttons and knobs, but I love different delays. So I bought the timeline because there's a bunch of great delays. It's a very nice sounding pedal. So I spend half an hour when I'm trying to find a sound. Find the sound, I lock it into a setting, then I have that sound forever and I never touch it again. So I'll kind of give you 2 basic sounds on the timeline. I guess 4 basic sounds. But I mean, you can do any delay you want with it and they all sound great. So the one I pretty much always have on, if I have delay on, is just going to be a simple, I think it's tape. Let's see. Yeah, just going to be a simple tape delay. I have a short and a long. This is a short. And this is the long. It's a song on the first Pure Nonsense album called Life. We've never played it live. One day maybe. Probably not. We've played half a show. I played a bunch of shows with other people. But Pure Nonsense has played half a show. Everybody in the band's played a bunch of shows. In other bands. So it's not like we've never played shows. So for this one, this is pretty much what I'd probably play if you ever played it live. Kind of a little bit intro, kind of an outro. If First have some reverse effect on it you're going to hear. And then after the reverse, towards the end, I have a nice, basically an ice effect. So a bunch of octaves on top. And that's what this sounds like. And lastly, I have my Ditto looper. It loops. Like that. So Ditto came out with the new looper. It's the same price as the one I have. The one I have works great. It's a great looper. But it's the same price. It looks the same. But it can store like 100 loops and it tells you where you are in your loop. Which, I don't need that. I have this one. And this one works fine. But you know, it's like having ice cream. I have vanilla ice cream, and I love vanilla ice cream. But if I could, I'd put chocolate on it. And they have one out there with chocolate on it. I don't need the chocolate, but I like chocolate. But this one's fine. So let's do a little bit of looping. I've already done some. It was terrible. So let's see if we do this better. Well, that was cool because it was loud. I don't know how I recorded. I recorded terribly. But it was fun. All right. Next video is on Wednesday. I'll have something cool for you then. So see you all then. Have a good night. Go for a walk. Ride a bike. Read a book. Do something that's not watching TV. All right. Bye. Do you ever lay awake at night and think about how much it would cost to rent a billboard? I do.